right? Like a lot of work is supposed to have started in terms of the buildings, but we needed to follow approval. These things, it can be, but we'll get there. Because for us is that somebody has to break the ice of excellence, right, and begin to create a lot of change. So in our estate, there's a whole lot in terms of innovation, in terms of every of our estate is going to be smart. We're not connecting to the national grid. We're generating our own electricity. And if you can see the location, in fact, we got here less than a year, I think, yeah, less than a year. That's last year. Is it last year, October or something? And all these houses you're seeing were not there. As soon as we got here, everywhere started moving up. Pop, 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 as you can see, it's quite, our goal is we're going to be doing the interlocking from that express down here. I thought you were going to clap. Yeah. So making it, so that's part of our own, at least contribution to the neighborhood here. But the goal is let's build one prototype, one or two prototype here, so people can see what we're talking about, and then more people can then come. All they need to do is deposit 5 million, and we immediately start building their own unit. And people ask us, why don't we just build and people come and buy? There's a reason behind that. The reason is because we don't want to take loan from the bank. I mean, the land has C of O, so we can always take loan, and it's outrightly ours already. But we don't want to take loan from the bank. We've seen so many estates that did it, and the challenge was that it was the investors that suffered. Right? There's even one that went viral on Punch, where he took loan from the bank, then they sold it to Amcon. Then somebody else now bought the thing from Amcon and they started demolition, including people who finished paying, and all manner. So we've said it's easy for a mortgage bank to pick it up once you've made a deposit. Right. So our goal is to say even if the investors are struggling to pay, we'll just link them with a mortgage bank, right, who will pay us and will finish their houses for them. It's between them and the mortgage bank to sort out how they will pay. So because people are asking, oh, why not just borrow money, do the whole thing? Say no, right? People who do that always endanger other investors in the equation. And when the bank end up selling that loan to Amcon and Amcon sell it to somebody else, they don't even mind that some people had paid for land, or some people genuinely paid. Everybody can just start misbehaving. So it's better we take it easy and say subscribe and we start building. Right? As you pay, we complete your house. That is better than just to build everything. And or what do you guys think? Right? So please, when you're talking to your customers, it's important that you educate them and let them know about that. These are the reasons why. And you can see his name, Jedo Estate is there. You can see people live there. That's also another estate behind us there. So it's somewhere that once we build, you can be living here. And it's very peaceful neighborhood, very peaceful, very calm, very quiet, and a good place to raise a family. So any question, if you guys have questions for us? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In an event that the client makes a full payment,
Yes.
what is the time?
So if you make your full payment in 90 days, we're done building, and in another 2 months after that, we hand over the keys. Because once we are done building, we invite you to come see it. If there are some things you want to be changed, there are some corrections, there are some things you want to look into, and that again is looked into. And so in 3 months, we're done building, but in 5 months, you get your key.
At what level of construction?
At what point do you hand over to your customer?
That's what I just answered.
That's
Right? I said 5 months.
No,
In 3 months, it's done.
what point of the building do you get to hand over?
You have to finish the building now. Entirely finished. Everything. The smart facility working. If handing over is handing an iPad to you, with the iPad you can open your door, do a lot of stuff. So.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
No, we're not handling carcass. It's fully furnished. Yeah, we're not doing furniture but painted, fully painted, the smart device working, everything working fine.
So you say the deposit is 5 million?
Yes.
So how much is prospective client looking at paying total?
For the yes, for the 3 bedroom is how much? 59 million. Wow. Come on, clap for GTEC. That's a lot.
Amazing. Let's clap.
Okay. Yes, someone was asking, is that the question?
Is it that same question?
It's the same question, okay. Any more questions?
Yeah, maybe you want to consult the consultants.
Yes.
If a client makes an advance payment,
Yes.
how does the consultant get paid?
Your commission is based on what they've paid. Yeah. So you're able to encourage the customer to finish the payment, right? So as they pay, you get your commission. But yes. They can't. The reason why they can't is that it's based on availability. So usually, yes, if they show them the like this, if certain area is still available, you can say, I want here. But it's based on availability. You can't just come and say, what if somebody else has taken? But they will show you where it's available. Based on where it's available, you can say, I want this part. Why not? As long as nobody has taken it, we're willing to give that.
So during the introduction, you mentioned terrace.
Yes.
And looking at this, I'm seeing forest looking like standalone. So is it terrace? Is it standalone? Is it mixed?
So a lot of what you're seeing here are for the land, the way the land has been carved out, right? The way they've been carved out. But everything is semi. Well, yes. You have your privacy. You have, like a wall separating you from, and you have your own car park and all of that. You can park in front of your house. So there's a lot of that exclusivity that you have to yourself. Okay. Any more questions? Yes. Okay, you are locating some people. Yes. Okay, beautiful. Once again, thank you all for coming. Yes.
Okay. So what of the architectural work? Are the clients the ones to do the architectural work, or it has been done
we
already?
have our own prototype design for all the houses. It's only those who bought land. You can build what you want on your land, right? But if you didn't buy land, actually, we have our prototype design. We're building based on that. You always just collect your keys and move into your house.
So
I hope it makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. So what's the level? What is going to be the infrastructure? Maybe being done by the estate first. What is going to be put in place?
Yes. So as you can see, the fence, of course, source of power. We're providing that. We're doing interlocking to everybody's house. So that is of course being put in place. There's a centralized drainage system, water, what's it called? There's also gym surveillance system. Very soon we're going to be bringing CCTV cameras, so there's security for all. In fact, the kind of cameras we're using for all our estate, it can pick from the express. So before issues even come closer, when there's crisis and if you need to lock up the entire estate and stuff like that. So
that will, okay.
Yeah. So we're providing all the infrastructure. Service charges, of course, you have to pay your electricity bill, your basic. But that's normal. It's when that is put in place that we can know what will be the cost of electricity, what will be the cost of this. You can't. It's not something you get off your head, right? What do you mean? right? You know, swimming pool, no.
Why I'm asking?
Every estate has what we call developmental fee, and it's usually a function of everybody is involved. What does it cost us, right, to provide electricity, to provide internet, to provide this, and it's usually divided by for everyone, and everybody pay.
Investors want to know most of these things.
You-
Like in 1004 flat, that's the crisis they are facing. Because when they started, they thought it was going to be rosy, and presently some of them are now protesting 600,000 naira annual maintenance fee, as if they are still a tenant. You understand?
I think that some of those things are a function of transparency, right? If the only reason you are going to want to protest is if, okay, the cost of doing this thing is peanuts, and then you are in a way trying to extort. But when you look at the reality of things like this, you have to understand the fact that once a company is able to open up to you, this is what it's costing. This is this. In fact, most of the renewable energy we are getting partnership from EU. In fact, we already have some approaching us, even in terms of funding. So you will educate you that this is how much, right, they used to do this facility. The people who provided it in terms of our financial partners, this is how much we are to be paying to them. So I think things like this happen when there's no transparency, no communication. That's one part. Another part is also sometimes this is why we don't do all these pay 100,000, you have a plot of land, pay, because you also attract people who really can't afford, right, certain things. So they kind of were coercing to thinking, so a lot of time, even media guys, when they ask me, is your estate affordable? I say, go and ask the government. It's not my job to make an estate affordable. It's the amount I buy land, right, that will determine how much I will sell. It's what it cost me to build a house, right, and I put my profit. That cost me. I won't sabotage my business. I want it to move fast, so I'm not going to put ridiculous amounts on it, right, if I want my land to move fast. So usually what happens is either you attracted customers who could not afford it because you did all this crazy kind of program and promos, and pay just 100,000, you have a land, and right, the realness of somebody being able to continue to pay a land that is 5 million. You said you pay 100,000. How many 100,000 will I need to pay?
20 years.
Right, to finish. So that I won't be able to meet up. So you end up attracting people who could not afford it in the first place, and that leads to issues. Right. So for us, it's one, we're going to be very transparent, which is why we're not fixing bogus fees. Right? We could as well tell you, okay, facility management is X when we don't know yet. Right? It's ridiculous to say that. And I see some companies do. Of course, we have a development levy, which is currently for land, which is, I think, 2.5 million. And that we're able to fix because we know we do internal road. That's basically internal road, fencing the estate around, providing basic structure, amenities within, and it's for the land, right, for those buying land, right? But for the house, there's a whole lot that needs to come in place, and it's over time we get to know, okay, this is what it's costing. Like in Dubai now, we sell a lot of properties in Dubai, and we don't have anybody fighting over facilities fees and all of that. And the reason is because that it's not somebody just wake up and just outrightly put a price, right? There's something called DIWA. DIWA is like the government's electricity company, right? And then there are other, it's the same thing for the internet there. So you can guess an average, and what the company has decided to add. So everything is quite reasonable in terms of what has been done. And I think that's what GTEx is also doing. Okay. Thank you very much. I hand it over to Mr. Dominic.
Okay. Thank you, the do application. We quickly
do allocation to those who have already bought into the estates. So we'll move. Let's move. And of life in Jasper. So, some ask that we don't call their names, so we are not going to mention their names. Just a few. For those who still have the strength, you can join us. For those who still have the strength, you can join us as we do that.
His phone, should I return to him?
No, don't worry. Go on. So, guys, we are still live at Jasper Hillview Estate here in Dugbe Extension. This is a company, or this is an estate developed by GTEX Homes, a leading global real estate company, providing top-notch, premium, excellent real estate services and solutions to people. It's a large house. Show them the crowd here. So that tells you that something big is happening here. It's a large audience here because of the significance of what we are doing. Okay, so let's move.
All right, let us allocate.
Lovers of Dr. Stephen Akintayo, we are still live at Jasper Gardenia. So we have our latest celebrity ambassador, SANNI Danja, in the building. And of course, Africa's most influential investment coach, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, in the wonderful nature of where we are currently. And for those who are ready to take action, if you take action, if you allocation will be doing today is to put into Block C, Plot 1, Jasper Estate. We've been allocated Block C, Plot 1, Chimere Adikaibe. Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Let's clap for it.
Congratulations.
Are you with it?
Yeah. Okay, okay.
If you want to hold it.
No, you hold it now.
Okay, this is the third allotee. Isimeme Onomen Ejodame White. Block C, Plot 4. has been allocated to you. Okay, let's meet him while he's speaking there. Okay, this
That is not proper. Okay, so the next investor we have in Jasper Hillview Estate is Stephen Ayodele
is the third
Olowogoye. Stephen Ayodele Olowogoye.
allotee.
Olowo. Mr. Stephen, you are in the book of life. Welcome. So, the next investor in Jasper Hillview Estate is Magnus Uchenna Ogoke. Magnus Uchenna Ogoke. You have been assigned Block D, Plot 3. Block D, Plot 3.